What's going on, guys? Another reaction. Let's go.
Ben used to be a player. He knew all the pickup lines and he knew exactly where, when, and how to meet women and seduce them. He was so good at seducing women, in fact, that he always had 3 to 5 girls in his life at any one time. And right now, Ben was seeing Michelle, Kate, and Irene at various times throughout the week. As far as Ben was concerned, Irene was just another girl in a long line of conquests. At least that was how he felt about her in the beginning. It wasn't long, however, before Ben started to pay more attention to Irene. She was different to all the other girls. She was sexy, beautiful, ambitious, and interesting. She was also fantastic in bed, and she let Ben do things to her that most men could only dream about. It wasn't long before Ben was spending more time with Irene and less time with Michelle and Kate. A couple of weeks later, Ben decided to focus exclusively on Irene. He had just turned 38, and Ben felt it was time to have a serious relationship after so many years fooling around. 12 months later, Ben and Irene were married with a baby on the way. Now, only a month into the marriage, Ben was already starting to see the cracks appear in their relationship. For one, he had noticed that Irene was becoming increasingly bitchy and disrespectful towards him. On a number of occasions, she had even told him she couldn't stand the sight of him. At first, Ben thought she was joking. It turned out she wasn't. On another occasion, Irene had gone so far as to call Ben a stupid bitch. Where was all this animosity and hatred coming from? Ben closed his eyes and thought back to a time when Irene had wrapped her arms around him and told him how much she loved him. God, he missed those days. Now that Irene was pregnant, it was clear that she was starting to lose interest in Ben. Irene didn't know what was wrong with her, but she knew her feelings towards Ben had changed.
So, this is classic. This happens all the time. So, normally what guys end up doing is they end up chasing too much and pursuing too much when she becomes bitchy. Sometimes her bitchiness is warranted, okay? Like, sometimes there are going to be moments in a relationship when a girl just tests, okay? And what most happens to most guys is they don't want to piss off their girls. They are not willing to go through that. And you have to be able to withstand those moments, and you have to be able to be cool and calm and collected through those moments. So when she acts like that, right, you can handle it and you're cool. See, and when guys come to me and they go, oh, you know, she's been bitchy the last 2 or 3 months. She's just been off, treating me like garbage. I'm like, okay, why'd you put up with that? I didn't want to make her mad or angry or upset. I'm like, so? Like, what do you mean? Like, you know what I mean? And we end up coming to the idea of the guys they have no spine. They're too afraid. And you can't be afraid of making your girl mad at you. You can't be afraid of her breaking up with you. It's not going to be a real issue. Especially, like, your woman wants you to stand up for yourself. She wants that from you.
She wondered if her bitchiness might be caused by prenatal depression or the stress of being pregnant. The moment they tied the knot, Ben made the marriage his number one priority. He was always going out of his way to make her happy, and he was constantly telling her how much he loved her.
See, it's that. And I think it's when there's too much consistent pouring of love coming from you, and there's no mystery, and there's nothing. It's like a lot of women disagree with this, right? Because they're like, I love it when my boyfriend tells me he loves me. Okay, that's great. But when he comes at you consistently over and over and over, and you have no time to wonder how he feels, what he's up to, what he's doing, if he's around all the time and you see him doing shit all the time, eventually you're going to want space and you're just going to pull back. Women do this on purpose to keep the relationship, I don't want to say healthy, but exciting. The one thing women all hate is being bored.
He even bought Irene a new house as a sign of love and devotion to her and their unborn child. Despite all this, whenever Irene looked at Ben, she felt nothing but disappointment, bordering on contempt. One night, in a moment of calm serenity, Irene told Ben she was trying to figure out what was wrong with her, and she needed space and time to process her thoughts and feelings. Ben didn't like the sound of that. Space? He told Irene there was no way he could leave her alone, especially when she was pregnant. Over the next couple of weeks, Irene became increasingly irate as Ben tried his best to fix the relationship. Then one morning, Irene woke up and with perfect clarity knew what she had to do. She got into her car, drove to the clinic, and had an abortion. Irene wanted nothing more to do with Ben. In fact, the very sight of him made her feel sick. He wasn't the man she had fallen in love with. It was his fault, not hers. In the beginning, she had relished the occasional moments of attention he had given her. She knew he was seeing other women, but she found the challenge of winning him over both thrilling and exciting. It wasn't until later that Irene came to realize how much Ben had changed. If she had a craving for chocolate, Ben would run to the store and buy her chocolate. If she disagreed with him, he would instantly back down and try to please her.
That pleaser mentality is killer. is one thing that guys just do so much of. I need to please her. I don't want her mad at me. I want her to love me. Sometimes, guys, you just got to be chill and neutral and relaxed. Let her be her.
What happened to the man she had fallen in love with? Now Irene couldn't look at Ben without feeling a sense of regret. His weakness was palpable. Irene felt as though she no longer had any time to herself, and whenever she needed space, Ben was always there, hanging around in the background like a bad smell. Irene knew she now had no choice but to get out of the relationship as fast as possible.
So, guys, that is a very common thing. It's not exactly the same story because Ben started out dating a bunch of girls, but what happens is women will try to change you. And instead of you staying that mysterious, attractive, fun, challenging guy. I'm not saying you have to be a dickhead to women, right? You don't have to be. You just can't be lovey-dovey all of the time. This is what happens when she changed him from being mission focused, individually focused, to relationship focused. So basically, he went feminine, and eventually, when a man goes feminine for too long, she goes into her masculine. It's not her natural state, and it'll turn her off, and she'll become bitchy. This is why, fellas, being mission focused is number one priority. Okay, that's why I started my other channel. If you guys want to know what the other channel is, you have to have a red pill mindset, and I focus on more attraction stuff and women stuff there. If you guys want to know what it is, send me an email and just say interested in your new channel. I want to check it out. Okay, but the only reason I'm not telling everybody on this channel what it is because people will go there and automatically subscribe, and then when I put out a video, they won't watch it if they don't like that kind of content. So if you want to see that kind of content, then cool. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Coaching is down below. Done.